Hello guys, here's AST and I welcome you to a new weekly analysis on EURUSD. And to give you a spoiler, I do expect the price to dump like really bad, like something like that. Literally, literally something like that. It may be from here, but first let me explain you why I do think that, and you're gonna understand. So, well, first let's look on the monthly chart. Well, very short. You can see that the price dumped here. This is a short range, right? We're in a premium of this range. We just got rejected from our order block. And yeah, just change the structure, bearish again. Even if we are in a bullish range, in an internal bullish range, well, this is a swing range, this is a bearish range. Even if we are in a premium of the bullish of the internal range, well, yeah, we are in premium, even if it's bullish, we are in premium. And then we got the internal, the fractal that just changed. And look how beautiful this candle closed here. Look how beautiful it. And as this beautiful candle wasn't enough, straight at the opening of the mount, we got higher and tested 50% of the range. Other way to see it is like from the top to the low, we reverse to the 50%, and what's most likely to happen. Yeah, as the first target on monthly, it's gonna be this one. Of course, not the first target, but the first target is basically always the first break of structure, which gonna be this one here, this low here. But the first big target is gonna be this one. All right, and from this point, we're gonna see if the price gonna keep going, or I do see also this imbalance, which may push the price higher. But we're gonna see. Going lower on monthly, on weekly. Again, weekly it's in deep premium. Just got into a consolidation, right? Took liquidity above the consolidation and just change the structure. It's very simple in my point of view. Then when you zoom a little bit in, we see that we got first thing first. When we zooming in, we got this last candle close very bearish, and we expect this to continue. We expect the high to hold. But if you see, I did write here possible liquidity. Why did I write that? Well, let me show you. Let me enlighten you. Well, this high here should be respected, but also a lot of people got a stop loss above this high, right? And what is also above this high? This imbalance, right? So what can happen is basically that a lot of the people, it's gonna get stopped here if the high is not gonna hold, you know and the big player are gonna sell into the buy stop of those who gonna get pushed out of the market here. So this means there are two ways to look at this trade. First one, from a continuation standpoint, which is, I would assume that would not break any of the highs and it's gonna keep going lower, or from a fake breakout of or a liquidity grab standpoint, which is even better, grab the highs, see some change of structure on a lower time frame, and then keep going lower. These are the things I do like to see. Well, let's see if we're gonna see them in the end. Well, going lower on daily, again we see that daily it's clearly bearish up, you know, literally bearish, extreme bearish, with also a structure, a market structure within an internal trend, I mean, within the swing. And the first thing that I'm noticing and I do like is that this little um, weekly candle, it's also visible on daily, and we see that it has taken liquidity, right? It's a good thing, a very good thing. The second thing I do see and I do not like is this bullish range. Let me put it. This bullish range, we have to be aware of this, right? Because maybe just a fake breakout and keep going lower, long, higher, right? How high? Well, I do not expect really to get past this imbalance, but we're gonna see. It may happen, you know, or it may have just happened that, you know, took liquidity, made a little pullback and keep going. But first thing we're gonna wait, and second thing is that we're gonna see. So now that we discussed about this thing, this low has to be passed in order to keep going short. If this imbalance gonna hold, then the most chances are that the biggest probability is gonna be that we're gonna go for the imbalance. Well, this can be also counted as a daily order block, but didn't have liquidity, so not not a big thing. But this, in my point of view, can be really easy count as order block because it took the high and then reversed. Very simple, like as this one, you know. um, like took the low, then the high, and then reversed, you know. But it's too big and I'm not deleted from my chat. So moving lower on 4 hour, the first thing I'm gonna see is that what to see. The weekly bearish candle, it's like again a range on daily, but what to see, it's the same thing on 4 hour. Looks like everything it's in alignment. And just to spoil you a little bit, looking on 1 hour is the same thing, the same fucking bearish range. So a lot of levels, right? A lot of mess in here, but it's necessary. Trust me, it's necessary. You have to see them. You have to look at them to understand them. So on a 4 hour perspective, again, the range is short, and as soon as this high will not get broken, and of course see a continuation, I will not be long. All right, even if the internal structure is long, it's not worth taking the longs. Well, maybe will, you know, but on a lower time frame. So right now on 4 hour, what did I see? First thing I see is that the price realigned bearish again, got a pullback, and now looks like it's realigning bearish. All right. Also very, as I said, it's not a good thing, but the daily imbalance is here and it's like looking at us. But I do wanna ignore this order block. I literally do wanna ignore it. But I want to be aware of it at the same time, you know? don't focus on it, don't trade it, but be aware of it. Because if I'm going to place a trade at one of those levels here, you know, I want to get out if the structure it's shifting in the imbalance, or at least I'm gonna, lower the position in the not imbalance, the order block. But you got the idea. So where do I want to short if not the weekly imbalance? Well, you see here I've drawn few levels. Few are on 1 hour, few are on 4 hours. Well, what to see? This 4 hour order block was already tested. I'm not faded, but at the same time, the price may just keep going and going and going, Well, it may do that, but as we know, if in most cases, before the price goes, before the week's print prints bearish, it's making some kind of a pullback, and the pullback may be all the way up to this level because it got liquidity also. All right. So basically, I'm looking to short either this level, or this imbalance, if not. But be aware of this order block. And again, the target, it's gonna be like this here. If the market is gonna validate my ideas, I would try to write the trade all the way down here and even lower. But before riding the trend and so, first we got to be aware of what is happening on 1 hour, because most probably here is gonna be the entry. Well, what I do not like on 1 hour is that basically, you see this 4 hour breaker or reversed order block has basically had one here also on 1 hour and has been already tested. So this is not something I do like, right? Or on 1 hour it looks more like this. And in both cases it has been tested, you know. But it may also at the same time just act as liquidity for the, this high just act like as liquidity for this level. But yeah, well, we see here very short on 1 hour that took liquidity and then close insane lower, but you know it may it's hard to say anything on 1 hour, because there are so many things to be aware of on the higher time frame. But again, looking on 1 hour, at least within this range, because yeah, this range is a bearish range on 1 hour. Talk liquidity above this high, then close lower, and I am not mapped that because in the beginning I wasn't aware, but now I am. You know, and also has the imbalance. Yeah. Um, this imbalance may also hold, but I will not trade it necessarily. I explained you what I wanna see. Um, I'm gonna stay on daily and 4 hours until the price is gonna reach this level, you know, like not this level, but also again very short, not something to be so obsessed about, but the daily has also um, a nice imbalance here that was reversed, and let's see if there is any. Well, yeah, measuring the imbalance doesn't really um, look so nice, but measuring the range, this hourly range, it matches very well. The 75% of the range matches with the imbalance, so there may be a good level to look at for a short. But again, if this it's gonna disappear, uh, if it's gonna hold and uh, be like, if it's gonna be tested and then push higher, I don't wanna trade the range. If the price is gonna first push higher, you know, from here basically push higher and then make a change, I'm not change of character, I'm not trade the range all the way down to the order block and no manage the trade properly. Yeah, this was my analysis. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it is useful. For me it is for sure, but I hope it's useful for you. You may learn something, or you may consider it or look at it when you make your own analysis. And yeah, just this, those are the levels I'm looking at. um Again, I am heavily short. Let's make the color. um and when I'm heavily, I don't mean that heavily, I mean that heavily. So short I am. Never mind if this is gonna be the level of this one, like I'm such a seller now. So this was analysis again. I hope you enjoyed it and see you to the next analysis. Have a great week.